Hello, my super Sagittarius, and welcome to your general moon reading. This is just a general reading, so do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out the other readings on my channel, please do so. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you enjoy it, hit that like, subscribe, share, notification bell, all that great stuff. Leave me a comment. It means a lot to me, helps me grow my channel, and I would certainly, again, appreciate that very much. I do have an Etsy shop link if you would like to have a private reading via video link or purchase a Zodiac themed cup or candle. I have those available. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get in here and do your 7-circle moon reading. And we have a lot of big shifts going on. We had a wolf moon last month, and we are going to have a full moon. I do believe it's the 26th of this month, but don't quote me on that. I'll have to double check. But big shifts there. We, of course, certainly had Jupiter moving into Aquarius, which ended a 15-year shift and started, I believe, a 21-year cycle. So big changes. You might be feeling them. New things, right, on the horizon. So this first position is kind of what you are feeling, what's going on, what you might be up against. The second position in the circle is kind of what got you into this. The third position is what's keeping you in this cycle, or typical tarot reading would be like a challenge card. Fourth position is your optimal outcome should you follow the 5th, 6th, and 7th cards. And I'm hoping you can see all these, but if you can't, we will certainly go through them one at a time. Hopefully get you some answers to any questions you might have here with anything you've been feeling or dealing with. But I do have the first card here is creation. And this particular card in this deck is dealing with kind of creating your own path, creating your own plan. And so for a lot of you, I do sincerely feel like you are feeling big shifts in your, your way of life, things that you're feeling. This could be caused by something that's happened recently, or it could just very much be that you are feeling like you need a change, and maybe you can't even explain it. You're just getting that itch, and it could very much be because of these big shifts going on in the universe. But again, a lot of times too, with it being the beginning of the year, this is when we tend to take stock, right? We all start with those New Year's resolutions. We all start taking stock of where we are, right? So, hey, I was doing the same exact thing last year. I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I'm expecting a different result. I want a new plan. I want to change direction. I'm tired of this same old job, tired of the same old relationship, tired of the same house, tired of the, you know what I'm saying? So you get the gist, right? So this is when we start kind of going, no, not real thrilled with the path I'm on. I want to create a new one, a new plan, a new life, and it may just be one specific aspect for you personally, or you may be like, I'm just sick of everything. I want to run away and start a whole new enchilada, right? Everything from jump. And, that's kind of where you are now. For what's gotten you here is change, okay? Now, for some of you, again, I do feel like this could just be a craving for change because you feel like you've gotten very complacent. Maybe you have just been having no change for so long. You've wanted to kind of try new things. You've wanted to kind of get a new home. You've wanted that job shift. You've wanted a new relationship, and you've kind of just been complacent in that, okay? For a lot of you, for a long time. And you just haven't pulled that, rabbit out of the hat, pulled that trigger, done the thing yet that you've been kind of putting off. And so now you're really like, it's now or never. You're feeling that pull, that, something that you need to change. But for a lot of you, okay, I feel like something has really been a catalyst here for this, okay? Something has really given way to the change. And this could be because so many people are feeling these shifts. They are reevaluating. They are having these New Year's resolution changes. They are coming out of cuffing season. And if you don't know what cuffing season is, it's where people get into relationships so that they're not alone in the cold winter's months. But as it kind of wears down, they decide, we're going to just kind of split up and be single so we can have spring and summer to do what we want. And, a lot of people do that without a care of who it will hurt or whatever. So, some people are getting kind of left behind. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, that leaves you with changes, right? You may be on the receiving end of one of these changes. I mean, you could be the catalyst. yes, you could have made the change, but for a lot of you, you may be on the receiving end. You may be somebody just broke up with you and you don't even know why, or their explanation was kind of ridiculous. You were like, okay, whatever, or just kind of fizzled out or disappeared, and you're kind of like, what the heck? Could be too that maybe this job, it's phased out. End of the year kind of numbers came in at work and they've had to lay people off. Those kinds of things have been happening, pretty steadily around our economy, unfortunately, right? So I do feel like for a lot of you, there has been a change that's been a catalyst for you to have to kind of reconsider your path in general. So, could be whatever reason is that resonates with you, is kind of your, up to you here. But, 6 one way, half a dozen another. The bottom line is right now you are having to decide, what's your new path. So, what's keeping you in it is new beginnings. And again, this is where I think you're kind of at with, you really don't know where to begin, right? So if you've been thrust into this position, you're kind of like, man, this may have been a blind side for you. And you're kind of like, crap, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to even start looking for a new job. I don't even know why I'm in a position of being alone all of a sudden. I don't know with my relationship. I don't know what to do. For others of you, you might be like, okay, I want something new, but I'm not exactly sure what I want because I've been so complacent, so, lackadaisical, so, laissez-faire about it for so long. I don't really even know what I want. Heck, I don't even know what's out there as options, right? So these new beginnings are really kind of overwhelming to you, right? It's overwhelming and it's kind of keeping you in this kind of cycle. What do I do? How do I go about this? What's my next step, right? Well, the optimal outcome is release. And I think for a lot of you, this is especially important for those of you who've kind of been let go or left behind, dumped, cheated on, hurt, stabbed in the back, passed over at work or treated poorly. Anybody who's really taken a hit that's being kind of forced into these predicaments more so than those who are choosing these. But for anybody really, releasing that, okay? Letting go of those negative things, letting go of that stagnant life, letting go of the things that weren't bringing you joy. It's like KonMari your life pieces, right? Instead of that piece that sits on your table, it doesn't bring me joy, I'm going to toss it at the next yard sale. These are pieces of your life, right? Where you're like, I'm going to let go of that person, okay? I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to dwell on that job. I'm not going to dwell on this or that. I'm going to let go of it. It didn't bring me enough joy to drag me down for X, Y, and Z more months, right? I'm not going to carry that on. And this is going to be the fresh new you, because when you release that negative energy, it leaves an open space for you to bring in positive vibrations, positive people, positive energy sources, right? And this is the optimal outcome. You definitely can get there, but how do you get there, right? That's what you want to know. And the first thing is boundaries. You have to establish great boundaries, okay? And I think that's something that maybe you failed to do in the past. And, maybe you failed to do it with those around you, and that's why you kind of got in these situations. Maybe you jumped into relationships without really, vetting the person, because maybe they weren't just in it for a cuffing season, and maybe they acted like, they really liked you and they were a narcissist, and then you found out later, or maybe you jumped into a job right straight away and then kind of got into that, and then you never set a boundary that said, hey, I'm going to give it a year or 2 years, but if I don't get gratification out of this job, I'm going to leave. And instead, 10 years down the road, you're like, okay, I'm still sitting here waiting for that first raise or that second raise or that promotion or whatever, and I'm still taking it. What the heck? So you need to really set boundaries with those around you, but also with yourself, okay? Create a set of boundaries that you will not let yourself tolerate being treated any less than you're worth, okay? Because once you do that, you are setting limitations on the type of people you will allow in your world, right? You're only going to allow high vibrational people in your world, in your inner circle, in your inner sanctum, right? In your bubble here, okay? That's kind of protecting you, and it's putting in your circle people that you can count on to be quality level people, right? So you don't have to get back in this situation. So once you've done that, then the next thing is abundance, right? So this is what happens as a result of this, because again, abundance comes in multiple forms, right? It's not just always financial, it's not just always lucrative or tangible. It can come in the form of, family, friends, people. Here she's with animals, things like that, but it's to show that abundance can come in spiritual, mental, emotional, joy, happiness, family, friends, those kinds of abundance. Okay, so when you're setting these boundaries, this is where you start to find the people that you can really find your peace with, your joy with, have around you to be supportive, rather than the kind of people who were kind of not allowing you to follow your dreams, follow your path, live your joy, okay? That were kind of not maybe treating you in the way that was living your best life, right? But this is going to be the people that you need, and they're going to come in once you start setting the boundaries of this is all I'm going to tolerate, right? And once you start seeing that you have set boundaries for yourself, I'm only going to allow this much, of a job, this type of job, and I'm only going to give them this long to recognize my talent, and then I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm not going to invest half my life in something for them to just use and abuse me for no reason, right? I'm only going to invest so much in a relationship if they're not going to give me back as much as I'm putting in, right? So not just boundaries for others, but boundaries for yourself, okay? And then once you get those kinds of people to surround you, those kinds of opportunities, then you will start to realize what kind of opportunities are out there that you can really make the most of, okay? You start to find the people that are more in line with your energy levels, right? They're more of your match as far as you'll find places to work where you can have creative license and it's appreciated, right? You'll find companions where they are actually going to appreciate the effort you put in and put in mutual effort, so that you're not the one putting forth everything and kind of being, let down or kicked to the curb or treated poorly or, stabbed in the back, whatever it may be, right? You're going to realize that there is a whole different ball game of opportunities out there for you that you may not have even known existed, because you were kind of so complacent with kind of just staying where you were until you had to make a change, or you got so sick and tired of it that it was like, either make a change or I'm going to go kind of wacky here. I got to do something, right? But you will realize how fantastic the world really is out there, and you may not have even known how great the opportunities could have been, because you haven't even been out there to even see them all lately, right? And once you've done that, that's when you're going to be able to release, okay? Not only are you going to be able to release all of this negative energy of the past, because you're dealing with a whole new mindset here, but you're going to be able to release your creativity. You're going to be able to release your creative license, your talents, your skills, your inner beauty. You're going to be able to release so much more, because you are operating at a higher frequency. You're operating with more confidence. You're happier, right? And when we're happier, we're obviously, working better. We're dealing with more supportive people. So we're living our best self. We're dealing with people who are able to kind of have our backs when we need them to. When we're working with people who aren't really supportive of us, either at jobs or at home, we're not our best. We're not firing on all cylinders, right? When we're able to work with those kind of people who are doing nothing but trying to support us, fill in the gaps where we might fall, those kinds of things, that's where we're really able to unleash and release all of our potential. And I really think that's the thing. We're going to release the negative, but we're also going to be able to release, in a sense, or unleash all of our positive attributes as well. So we're really going to be able to, move forward in our plan of perfect life going forward. So I think this is going to be a beautiful situation here, even though right now, for some of you, I do feel like you are kind of at a loss. I do feel like some of you feel like you're in a rock and a hard place. I do feel like some of you may be scared because you're having to face a new beginning, a new challenge. You may have lost a loved one, a job, a partnership, what have you, or you're kind of up against it, where you're like, if I don't leave this situation, it's just going to continue to drag me down or make me feel worse. So even if you haven't lost it, you know you need to. So either way, you're kind of in a situation that's not great, and maybe even scared to move forward, because change is scary. But I think it's going to be for a reason, right? It's like a tower moment to bring the universe telling you, hey, you need to lose this so that you can have much, much better. There's much better out there for you. So hopefully this will work out for you. I definitely think it will. And I hope this all resonated with you. If it did, please do let me know. And I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all that other great stuff. And I hope to see you back super soon. Bye.